What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So right over here we have the mid-gate all puttied up and everything, so it's actually doing pretty well. All I gotta do is block sand it and then it's ready for paint finally. But I haven't gotten a chance to really do that stuff, and I gotta put these clips together, so there's a lot of work to be done. Instead, I'm going to answer some viewer questions. So this question comes from Jessica Fox. If you're related to Megan Fox, leave me a comment down in the comment section below, because we got to talk. But anyway, you asked about your cluster in your Chevy. I don't know what kind of Chevy you got, if it's an Avalanche, if it's not, but Chevy. You told me that the cluster gauges are all over the place. You don't know what to do, and you just don't want to get ripped off by a mechanic, so you rather ask me, which is awesome. Cool. So anyway, I'm really flattered, by the way, so thank you for trusting me. But anyway, when you have problems with the gauges, usually those are the stepper motors. You can buy them on Amazon for like $20, the stepper motors, or you can take it to a professional who fixes clusters, and they will have the stepper motors there to repair them for you. If you're good at soldering, you can try it yourself. It's not that hard. I did them, but if you're not that great at soldering, don't do it. You'll damage the motherboard, and if you damage the motherboard, that causes a lot of issues. So I would recommend you take it to someone, a professional who actually does this for a living. They'll clean the cluster, they'll do everything that they need to do for it, and give it back to you without an issue. So that is the first one right then and there, Jessica. I hope that really, really helped you. And if it did, definitely give this video a like. And leave your comments in the comment section below. And Jessica, if you're not even subscribed yet, and it doesn't even matter if you're Jessica or not, anyone who's not subscribed yet and watching this, please hit that subscribe button, guys. And definitely like the video, because the likes on the videos help support the channel and boost it up into the algorithm. Guys, look at this beautiful mid-gate. It's coming along so well. It's just super amazing. And I really, really like it. Anyway, we're going to move on to question number 2. This comes from James. James asked, well, I don't even know, but whatever. James asked, basically, if I can remember correctly, it was about his brake lines, and something of that he stripped. I know he stripped one of the nuts going into the ABS box, and he doesn't know what to do. I'm assuming it's leaking because he stripped that. So James, here is what you need to do. Go to the junkyard, get into the ABS box, same year, same model, whatever it is, pop it in. You can use the Tahoe, same thing. Not a Tahoe, Suburban. Get that and replace the box, because you already damaged it out. I've had a lot of experience with that before. When I did mine, I damaged one of them out as well, doing it on the floor. And I tried rethreading it back, and it didn't work. I've tried all kinds of alternative to make a little makeshift thing to put it in there. And I don't know, it doesn't work. Go to the junkyard, get a new one, get another one. And that's all I can tell you, man. Like, that is literally done and gone. Like, you're going to leak. When I got the new one, I put it in and I tightened it up, and I don't know if the threads on the nut itself was stripped as well, but it did leak for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just sealed itself up. I don't know how it did that, but it just did. It actually got to a point where I got so frustrated with it that I took it to a mechanic to see if they can figure it out for me and help me. And they didn't charge me for it. They actually they looked at it and said, man, I don't know. So he tightened it up a little bit more for me. And it was leaking a little bit more than that. And then all of a sudden, one day, it just stopped leaking. It just sealed itself up. So I'm not even going to interfere with that. I just left it alone. I do check occasionally, and it's dry. It's so dry. There's nothing there. I don't lose brake fluid. I have no air in the system. It's hard, and it works. It really works. So that is about it, James. I hope that really helped you. If it did, same thing I told Jessica. Like, subscribe, comment, leave all your stuff in the comment section below. And the last question comes about an avalanche, with 4x4 issues. And this question comes from a guy named Ryan. Ryan, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan as well. I know you know that, but anyway, his 4x4 issue is he gets the ABS light that comes on sometimes, and then it shuts off. Well, that's not even 4x4. ABS, I'm sorry. He gets the ABS lights on sometimes, and it comes off occasionally, and then he'll drive for 50 miles or so, 60 miles, and then the ABS light will come on again, and then it shuts off, and then service brake light comes on. Bro, get it scanned, because you didn't tell me if you got it scanned or not. Get it scanned. I'm sure the wheel bearings on the front are gone. I did a video on the wheel bearings. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave the link in the description below for y'all to see it. As a matter of fact, I'll leave the video link in the description below for the cluster. I'll leave the video link in the description below for the brake lines and for the ABS and wheel bearing stuff, because here's what's happening. The wheel bearings are going weak, and the sensor is actually built into the wheel bearings when you buy them from the dealer and stuff. They come with it, and what it's doing is the wheel bearings kind of moving freely, so the sensor is missing certain spikes that are supposed to be there, and it's not getting its reading. So when it's not getting its reading, triggers a code. And after a certain amount of time, it's going to trigger that code. Then it's going to get its reading, code's gone. Then it's going to trigger the code again because it's not getting the reading, and so on and so forth, if you get what I'm saying. So 100% sure, probably your wheel, well, 99% sure it's your wheel bearing. Always got to leave that 1% for something, just in case it's not. Now, if you're changing the wheel bearings, my recommendation is you change both in the fronts at the same time. Always do them in pairs. That's just how I do my stuff. If there are wheel bearings, if it's an all 4 around wheel bearings, I just change all 4 of them, because once one starts to go, they start going. You don't want to have to keep doing the job again and again. Knock it out all in one day, get it done. If it's just the 2 in the front, get the 2 in the front done. But if it's, like I said, if there's 4 of them, just get all 4 done. For example, my Avalanche in the back, they don't have big wheel bearings like the entire hub assembly, because you got to buy the entire hub assembly for the Avalanche if that's what you got. Mine, the fronts are hub assemblies. The rears are just straight axles. Like, you pull the axles right out. I ain't got no hub assemblies in the back. But if that's the case, like I said, replace the 2 in the front and you should be solid. Golden, make sure everything's tight, torque it down the correct way, and test drive it, and you should be good. Another thing too, if you have a scan tool, man, check your live data, go and check on wheel bearing, wheel speed sensors, and see, like, compare the right and the left, and see how the signals are reading. If one signal is missing from the left side or the right side, then you know you got a dead signal, and you just found your problem, my friend. So I hope that this video helped you. I hope it helped someone out there, and I know it probably helped you 3 out. I really appreciate the fact that you guys watch me. I really appreciate the fact that you trust me, Jessica. It means a lot, especially when I have females out there who trust me. Because that's one of the biggest things that I want to do. I know a lot of females don't trust mechanics out there. They feel like they're always getting ripped off. And I really feel for you guys, because majority of the times you do. And it's not fair. Not a lot of people are like that. Not a lot of guys are like that. Not a lot of mechanics are like that. But it happens. And I want to change the name in the game with that. So I really do appreciate the fact that you trust me and you believe in me. And it's awesome. It feels good. And same thing with guys too. A lot of guys get ripped off when they don't know. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even matter what you do. Any trade out there, if you have no idea what's going on, most likely you'll probably get ripped off, because sometimes people take advantage, but not everyone's like that. But anyway, let me let y'all go. I'm going to work on the rest of this midgate, get the rest of the clips in, and edit that video. So I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace!